Alright, what we're going to do is we are going to use a graphing utility called Desmos in order to take a look at something as simple as filling up a swimming pool. So, let's develop a math equation that describes filling up a swimming pool. Let's say that we are filling the pool, fills at 6 inches per every hour. And we're going to use the letter Y, because that's the way Desmos likes it, to represent amount of water in pool. Amount of water in pool. And we will use X to represent time, how much time has gone by. So, we should be able to write an equation that says the amount of water is going to equal 6 inches per hour times number of hours. And this should make sense. So if we start with 0, and we'll start with 0, we'll assume there's no water in the pool. In 1 hour, we should have 6 inches of water. In 2 hours, we should have 12 inches of water. In 3 hours, we should have 18 inches of water. And this formula will give us that. So we'll write it this way. Amount of water in pool is equal to 6 inches per hour times, and in mathematics, we don't need to use the time symbols when we're using variable, times the amount of time has gone by. Amount of water in pool equals 6 inches multiplied by the number of hours that have gone by. So remember that formula, and that's what we're going to use to introduce into practice using Desmos. So now let's open up the program. When you go to desmos.com, you're going to see a start page that looks like this. And there's a bunch of cool stuff that we will go over eventually, but right now we're just going to start graphing. Now remember our formula. Our formula was Y, the amount of water in the pool, equals 6 inches per hour times the number of hours that have gone by. And what you'll see is it produces a nice graph where, and we can go over to tools here, so let's do this now. Let's tell the graph and open up your tools, little wrench on the right hand side. Well, I'll tell you what. When we initially get here, let's make sure, and if you've already done this, that's fine, but you're going to sign in, and you can sign in with Google. If your browser is not already signed into Google, you can sign in when you click this, but you'll sign in, and you'll see in this case, now I am signed into Desmos using my Google account. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the graph settings, and X represents time in hours, and our Y represents water in pool. And you can see these are appearing on our graph. Just click anywhere, and you can see that in 1 hour we have 6 inches of water in the pool, and in 2 hours we have 12 inches. And this program is very cool because I can, once this is in there, I can click on this list, edit list, and I can create and convert this relationship to a table. So I can see the various points. Now, we probably don't have any use for times less than 0. So I'm going to go ahead and just type in 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, 5 hour, and we can see that it will give us how much water is in the pool, and it will actually put those points on our graph for us. So we'll be using this a lot this year. I don't think it lets me convert back. And we're going to be using it to investigate our soccer ball kick. But I wanted you to become familiar with this with something simple. We're going to go ahead and we're going to call the graph filling the pool. And you can see I clicked on the title up on the left hand side. And now that I'm logged in, I can save it. And if I ever decide to, I can go back and if I'm logged out, let me log out of here. Sign out. Maybe I'll go back here. Yes, I'm going to leave this page. So the next time I come in and I sign in, it'll bring up my account. And I can get to, I'm a little frozen here, there we go. I can get to the graph that I made. So give this a try and become familiar with Desmos, and we'll be using it a lot this year. Save the graph that you make of filling the pool, and make sure you can get at it to show the rest of the class. Thanks.